Hey guys, so today is the 6th-year anniversary of the fires here in Gatlinburg, and I wanted to, because I was seeing all these videos of, like the memories and, videos, but I wanted to, very quickly, I'm only going to do this for a few minutes, I won't take up too much of your time, but before I go to bed, it is about 11:45 right now. But I wanted to tell you what happened that night during the fires and kind of give you a general idea what happened. And it's short and sweet. From what I can remember, I think I was off that day. I wasn't working. My mother was a greeter at Miller Mushroom during the daytime, and the fires were starting. And she had texted me saying that she was going to go home because she wasn't feeling good due to the smoke, and she couldn't believe that Gatlinburg was still open. And here she is, 65 years old, 66, 67, I believe, and she's walking, she said, I'm going home. And she walked home, and from what I remember her telling me, that she couldn't even see in front of her when she was walking home. And our apartment was about a good 10-15 minutes away from Mellow Mushroom. So she went home, and my mother and I were living together, because we were staying in an apartment while we were looking for a bigger place. So we were staying on Highway 321. And to our amazement, Gatlinburg hadn't been shut down yet. It was business as usual in Gatlinburg, considering you couldn't see 2 feet in front of you. So, I'm just going with what I can remember here. We went to bed. And I remember, I really cannot remember what time it was. But the next thing you know, cops are banging on the door, telling us to get our butts out of the apartment. We only had a few minutes to grab what we could. And you could see the fires in the distance, in the background. The elevators weren't working. We were on the 3rd floor, and my mother was disabled. And I remember, my mother, my mother being my mother, she's like, the cops are like, come on, let's go. And my mother's like, hold on, damn it, let me grab my cigarette first. And my mother's like, she had to make sure she had her cigarette before, they're gonna, so we get in the car, and they're saying, okay, grab what before. More than likely, we're not going to be able to get back to our apartment because we don't know if it's going to burn down or not. That's how close the fires were. So we get in the car, and obviously I'm going crazy, and we had a Nissan Altima, and we're going down 321. This lane is all engulfed in flames. This lane is all engulfed in flames. It was like being in the movies, to where I was just driving through 2 lanes of fire. I can see Fayendale engulfed in flames. There was a mechanic shop behind that. Everything was just in flames. There was a mom and pop's breakfast place just gone. And so we're looking to see where we're going to go. We're going this way, and all the EMS and all the fire trucks are going that way. So we ended up going to Crystal Creek restaurant and just staying in the parking lot and just waiting it out. And we were there for almost till 6 in the morning, and obviously we couldn't sleep because the fire trucks, and it was just constant. Just over and over and over. So, this is from what I'm going with here. After that, obviously we couldn't get back to our apartment. Nobody was able to, our apartment, it didn't burn down, but it had a lot of smoke damage. And so we went to Rocky Top Sports World, and we hung out there for a little while. We slept in the car for a couple days, and mind you, everybody's looking for apartments. And we found a motel in Pigeon Forge, and we were able to stay there for a little while. Mind you, another thing, we never received any of that Dolly money. So the money that I'm paying for the motel room came out of my pocket. Plus went out working, mind you. I think it was another month. It was a month or so before everything went back to normal. So we stayed in the motel room for a couple days. We were constantly going to like food banks, places where they were giving away, you know, toilet paper, paper towels, etc., etc. So I'm not gonna go through the whole story, but it's the worst, one of the worst experiences in my life, and it's sad. I don't like to go down that road and talk about it, and it sucked because my mother died of cancer exactly, I think, December, January, February, 4 months later. She died March 17th, and this was almost in December. And it's just, I hate this anniversary. I hate it, but so many people ask me about it, you know, not on here, but just in general if I was, you know, here for the fires. So I wanted to put this out there and just tell you my story. It's awful. It's awful. And I don't want to see the videos of it. You know, I appreciate everyone posting, you know, the memories and all that, but I just don't want to see it because I knew a few people who died in the fires. I knew the young lady who, I believe she passed away in Fayendale. Fayendale, for those of you who don't know what it is, it used to be a local, kind of like a beer store, kind of like before you go home for the night, where you get your cigarettes or beers or, you know, some bubble gum or whatever it is. I think she passed away in the fires at that location, so it's you know, both of those places have been empty ever since. Nobody has built on it, and I think from what I hear they may be making another Fayendales. Hopefully that would be awesome, but that is it. You know, I'm trying to remember certain things, but it was just, I remember we were at the Rocky Top Sports World, and the volunteer football team came and signed autographs, and I met a few of the players, and they were nice. But yeah, sleeping in the car sucks, especially with your mother. But yeah, that's it. So I wanted to come on here and say hi and try to give you my little 2 cents as to what it was like living during that awful day. Yeah, Gatlinburg messed up. They messed up big time waiting till the last minute to evacuate the town. So, they've obviously learned their lesson because we had a fire a couple years ago and they were right on top of it. So that is it. That is it. Thank you for listening. I just wanted to get that out there, and I know that I'm missing bits and pieces of it, but I've got pictures of me that day. My goodness, I was 100 pounds heavier too, so it's like, oh my goodness, gosh. So, guys, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Please share. Please make sure you hit that notification bell. Please make sure that you watch the ads, no matter how hard they are to watch. I think they're 30 seconds, so if you can do it for me, I appreciate it. Alright, so I'm going to bed now. I'm trying to make this stretch out to 10 so I can make it. So I've got 10 seconds left, so have a good night, guys. Be safe.